Welcome to Minecraft. This is Minecraft. The video tutorials series by me, GoldFox9478. Now, this is here a taiga. T-I-A-G-A. It is well known in Minecraft being the most opposite of the deserts. Barren. Very few good mobs are in here, cows and pigs mostly. Also, one is really good for his snow, for certain reasons. This here is spruce wood. It is the darkest of all different kinds of wood, and therefore planks that come from wood are darker too. As you can see, the biome generation has come sometimes funny, but they are naturally humongous. I only fly over this one is because I like to show the full parameters of taigas. They are gigantic, and only in taigas do you find this particular resource right there, which can be get with silk touch, pickaxes and such. Ice! Literally whole oceans freezing. These can become boring and tiresome and wearisome to you as a player because of their enormity. They go from a small size or medium, as this one is, to literally just thousands of blocks in direction. They are very, very hilled. They like to be in more and more versions of this game. I see you have large variations in land height and types. But that's alright. Now you're saying to yourself, well, I've been wandering a bit. Oh, I think I'll settle down. Consider your area when you're settling down. I like these areas here, bordered by nice trees, but also having a nice open view. And also a good resource, having some sheep and cows. These are cows. From them, if you kill them, you get beef, as well as leather, which is their hides. But also, if you were to make yourself a bucket, you can derive milk from their udder. Milk used to make cake. That is right, it is no lie. There's cake in Minecraft. Seeing as they're like, oh, I'm so tired of wandering. What next? I have all this wonderful stuff that I got. Well, I'll show you. What you do is you take your crafting table, place it in the old place. You want to create planks, choose to use them all, and you make a circle as you would a furnace but with wood. Create a chest, kind of like a sailor's sea chest, if you would, in size. This is the normal size of regular chest. Now, if you made two of them, like so, and you put them side by side, you have the double chest, twice the capacity. You're like, alright, I can go out and do things and collect stuff. Boom, 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 place everything in here. It's no longer necessary. But you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, I like this area, but how do I go about making a house? Houses can be in many sizes and different types. Your first initial house should be small. Nothing too large, just enough to be able to keep your stuff safe and secure. You can go with decoration later. Remember the animals around your house because they're necessary in order to survive. But if those who like a challenge in Minecraft, I suggest building a house in a taiga, because in a taiga you will have your food growing at a really slow rate. I mean, extremely slow. Food does not grow fast in a taiga, whereas in other biomes they are at a normal speed. As I said about the light, don't worry about it. You make your foxhole, and you're good to go. I myself prefer the first house to be more of a tower than a house. On your first day, don't be afraid to use some dirt. You'll get into fancier resources later, seeing as how trees take a little while to be able to get. Consider your proximity in biomes to your area, so you can collect sand and also different types of trees, so you can be able to build in fancy ways. There are many things you can do in Minecraft, and some of the builds I have seen along the Minecraft forum, as well as on other websites that host player projects, they get extremely extravagant. I will admit to you, I am no builder. I'm not exactly any of a type of engineer in any sort of way, shape, or form. But there are many different types of players in Minecraft. I like to best think of players in RPG style. I am a miner. I dig. Yes, I like to dig holes and collect resources. There's a definite science to creating mine shafts and collecting resources underground. We'll be getting into mining and digging underground very soon. When creating a house, you want to make sure you have enough flat area around. Unless you like the challenge of having multi-layered housing, which can become very interesting in building what you're doing, mind you. But ooh, 2 spiders. Now we're close to a water source, which is really nice because we can also fish. Remember your torches you made? Well, they're coming in handy right about now. Notice here in a dark zone. Put down a torch. Notice the light fades the farther away from the torch goes. At about this proximity of light level, mobs start growing, start to be able to spawn. The higher the light level is, which is here, surrounding blocks, the less they have no chance of spawning, because mobs they need darkness in order to be able to spawn. You will be able to see where your light needs to be by right here, the shading in your land, in your areas. Don't be afraid to use them all up. This way you can continue to build, and you'll be able to hear everything approaching. Now when it comes to the first houses, don't worry about it. Just build whatever. Any old dirt house. Those who like to build inside of mounds will use a lot less resources because you are inside of a pre-built hill. I like using actual houses. Seeing as though we're near a nice large tag, I'll use more of this spruce wood. There we go. Nice. Seeing as the landscape peels away from the water, I'll build a nice beginner house, or what do you call it? Atrium. Antechamber, maybe. Now, see this? He can't reach me, but he's jumping. This guy will actually climb the tree to come get me, if I let him. Up this tree, these logs. But I don't want him to do that, mind you. So... Whoa! Remember I told you about creepers? Those nasty little guys will destroy everything. And they'll kill you. Oh, poor guy. He's trying to get out. Come on, Bessie. Come on. There you go. Now you can escape. Actually, this is kind of nice. It gives me a good reason to build a basement. Creating a lower level to your house is good for also storing what you have, because of your building will require keeping your stuff safe. You don't want this to be blown up, which it can and will be. You will want to be able to protect your stuff. Having it underground is the best way to keep everything you have safe. Now, as I said, don't be afraid to dig with big old dirt, but remember, if you're going to build and you want to save resources, I suggest a checkerboard pattern. Because mobs cannot get, most of these regular mobs are 2 by 2, meaning 2 blocks tall, 1 across. They'll need that much space to get through. Don't worry about gaps. And also in this pattern, because spiders need... A spider has a proximity area filling of 4 blocks. 2 by 2 and 1 high. I'll need a slot that size to walk through. So keep that in mind when you're going about building a house. Don't worry about about mobs coming, because you have yourself your light. If you really want to save resources, do that. Okay, now straight across. Come on, sheep. Come on. No. Crazy jumping sheep. Now see, now you're safe. You're alone. There's nothing there. You can fill in some of these holes if you wish. That's alright. You're like, alright, it's nighttime. You want to be able to start setting up some stuff. We have ourselves some wood planks. You have yourself some flooring. Beautiful flooring. Now, what I mean by have a selection of wood, because if you notice the shade here, jungle wood is more of a reddish wood in color, whereas normal oak is light brown. There, see the difference? Which is why you want a variety of woods, because if you see this, notice the shade is dark. That's good for those who like decoration, or say if they're building a map, you want to color code where their house is, to the point where I want to know where everything is. So you follow the shades of wood as like a guiding floor pattern. These animals can become loud, as you notice. The sheeping, the mooing can be very annoying. These weird bug-eyed sheep. You want to keep them at a good range, so away from your house, so you don't go nuts. Farming is a very big thing in Minecraft. Now, in order to do that, to be able to farm, get rid of our stuff, and you take yourself 2 sticks, and also in any set, you take 2 of whatever this is, whether it be wood or gold or iron or diamond. Start like this, and you create that. You have your stone hoe, as in gardening implement, nothing else. You take this. Now, the secret to growing food is proximity level to the water. You're gonna need your bucket. What you do is you clear out a nice piece of land, and I'll show you right here. Boom. Put your water here. There, let's just dispatch these creepers. Remember the sprint kill option. Iron swords usually are about 4 hits to kill a creeper. Remember that. When you collect some resources, it's good to have iron. Boom, we don't need his gunpowder. We have our water. Now, in order to be able to grow food, you need to irrigate. Take your tool in hand, right-click the blocks. This is tilled land. Now, when you're considering your farms, consider this here. You notice they get darker, therefore saying that they're irrigated. And there is no particular order in irrigating blocks. They will be totally random. Remember, 4 blocks away is your range. From 1 water block will water 4 places. You don't need water, but it makes it just all that much faster. Go ahead. See now, this is 5. You to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in range. Once you get us all done, you're like, wow. Now what? You have your nice tilled ground. Well, remember the grass you were breaking earlier? Very handy. So you take even pumpkins. See, you take a regular pumpkin, you stick them in here, boom. You get seeds. You can grow them. That is the next range you will have to remember between food, actual food, and plants and stock plants. You plant these regular seeds, they become wheat, whereas these ones, being pumpkin or melon seeds, will grow into stalks, into straight stalks. You want to be able to consider that when they're growing and when placing. Now, in the latest versions of Minecraft, if you're playing, these bone meal has been buffed, so you can use it, cling, and increase the stage of growth of a plant to a next level. This tall is what you want. It is a full plant. They will once they grow, it will lean the stalk over onto an approximate block next to it to grow a plant. In this case being pumpkins, but this, if you grow it, becomes wheat. Look for the brown on top. This dark brown top indicates full growth. Take your hand, left click, break it. You will drop anywhere from 0 to 3 seeds, which you replant. Even if it's unirrigated, will grow, but it's faster. Now, as I mentioned, see the stalk here is leaning over. Even though the blackout lines, as you see, are called the hitbox, is not tall. It leans it over because it is grown. These pumpkins have a face for a very interesting reason, and I want to show you. You take one of your torches, any old torch, pumpkin on the top, torch underneath, you get a jack-o'-lantern. Nice little head, all glowed up like Halloween. These things give off some light, a little more light than, slightly more light than torches. Remember, proximity of torches to snow blocks, snow that falls, will actually melt snow or ice. So if you're in an area and you want to be able to melt some ice to grow stuff, keep your torches nearby. It will melt. Now, I usually leave this here and just let time and sunlight take care of it. It will grow in its own time. This here, wheat, is used for many things, and I will demonstrate the varied reasons. I'm going to need a couple of these. See, it took 4 that time. 2. Don't worry about it. You have enough. Plant all that back. You have 5 pieces. You have some wheat. You're like, yes, I'm now boss. You take 3 across and you create bread. Bread here will also remember food here as you eat it. Certain foods cause more have a chance of less hunger. So if you were to eat pork, for example, pork, guys, I said it fills your food bar, but also the better the food, the less your bar will go down. So if you have cooked food, it will make it longer before you have to eat again. If you eat the foods with more water in it, there being regular melons like watermelons, you will starve faster. Bread is about the approximate middle of the road for food eating. They will starve at a medium rate. Cooked pork means you have to eat less, but the best is steak from cows. You will need so little of steak in order to be able to stay alive. If you can keep them now, what you need is to get these cows around, which is the second reason for wheat. Where is that other cow? We had several cows here, didn't we? Wheat is used to breed mobs because it's a very simple you kill them, they're dead for good. They never come back. But in order to keep them around, sheep and cows, as you see, go crazy. You just keep this holding your hand, they will follow you to the ends of oblivion and back because they like this stuff. This is good for farming. So you say the sheep loves it, he's following too. Steve the sheep, you can't have this. No, these are the cows. See? All the mobs in proximity to you can detect you have wheat that eat wheat. Well, then now you right click them, see? He's in love. Oh. Give it to another cow. Oh. And you have yourself a baby cow. Oh. They're so cute, these baby animals. Now they're not fully grown. You kill if they die, that's it. They give you nothing. They have to be full grown in order to leave mob drops. And the fact that they all look at you is so cool. They notice you're around once in a while. They'll look at you. And by breeding is how you keep your animals around. Now with these guys, these sheep, you have a very interesting to do with them. If you don't like what you're like, what is so pathetic? I have dyes which you create like this. They have dandelion yellow. I hating white. Right click these dudes with your dyes. You can make them colored sheep, and when sheared, as I will show you in a second here, sheared as I said, like this. You right click them with your shears in hand and they drop you wool of the particular color. Colored animal. Now remember, when you're breeding animals together, colored animals will always breed the same color they're bred. So if you're breeding multiple color, if you breed two different colors, you have a chance of getting either color. But if you breed two of the animals of the sheep of the same color, they will make a baby of that same color, which is very good if you want particular colors in your build. I'm like, oh yeah, we have color. Now we're gonna be boss. Looking so good having our colored walls. But remember, everything wood and wool burn. If struck by lightning, which is kind of rare, you will set it on fire and burn down. Even all your wood, except for your bench and your chests, they do not burn. Keep that in mind. So as you can see over there, automatic growth. They're growing by themselves. Keep that in mind. You can just be able to go. Now, when it comes to arid places with less water, you want to create yourself what is known in Minecraft as the infinite water source. What they mean by that: dig out an area 2 by 2. In one corner, place one of the water, and you see the water flows out. But if you take a second bucket of water, and you place it here, you place it in the opposite corner, it fills in full blocks of water because these full blocks of water will fill in areas. Keep that in mind. Very good. For this way, you don't need this kind of water. And you're ready to go, because you take this out, it fills back in again. Perfect for farming, which will be the next episode. This is Minecraft. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. Tell me that you liked what you've been watching. Comment whatever you like. I read all my comments. Hit that subscribe button and join the pack. Thank you for watching.